This is Son of a Gun, the remix, Janet Jackson and Missy Elliott, bringing us to 11 minutes past 10 on Gabs FM. Power to be back. Power to engage your world. Have I not been in studio that long? This is very, very embarrassing.
It's because it hasn't been, it's been a while since you've been in studio at this particular time.
At this particular time of the evening.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really good to be home, man. It's been 6 weeks since we've been out of studio.
You were just calculating that for me, yeah?
Yeah, so we had our HIV episode, for Valentine's episode, and we've taken a break, and now we're back and better than ever. Welcome to the Purple Playroom. This is the name of the show that you are tuned into, and we'll be all the way till midnight. If you're in the mood for delicious radio, you're in the right place, and we encourage you to stick around, all right? We host this show together. My name is WolfLikeRoss, and I host this with my beautiful co-partner, my partner in pleasurable crime.
Yes.
Her name is Ms. Cathy Malejane, otherwise known in the streets as Curious Cat. Good evening.
How are you doing, Ross?
Man, like I said, good to be home.
Excited to be back at the midnight hour.
Especially doing this.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the Purple Playroom is the name of the show, and every Tuesday between 10 and 12, during the time when we were working with a different time zone, we were on Wednesdays from 10 to 12, but we are back at home on our Tuesday slot from 10 to 12 o'clock. And how excited are we today? We're talking pleasure as part of the conversation, but really looking at becoming a woman.
Just womanhood.
Right?
Yeah.
Womanhood.
Yeah.
So very excited about that, and having in studio a woman who she's a mother to an 11-year-old son. She is a multifaceted professional. She's actually based in Gaborone, and I love this. Look at the mix of professions. She is both a cosmetologist as well as an accountant, and so I think what she does is she balances creativity with precision. I love the sound of that.
Yeah.
And she's based in Mauritius. She's based in Botswana with roots from Mauritius.
Yeah.
And in fact, I used to tell people I was from Mauritius, so yeah, I can just hang with her and do that. She brings a rich blend of cultural influence to her life as well as work. Now, she is very passionate. She's a passionate supporter of women, and she's grounded in her faith. She practices that as a guiding foundation in her life. And she's somebody who has or is in a season where she understands the importance of self-love as being a really foundational aspect of life. Yeah. I'm talking about a woman who I've decided, whether she likes it or not, is going to be my friend. She goes by the name Cindy Clarke. Cindy, we're so excited to have you on the Purple Playroom. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Good evening. And you forgot to mention overall just a beautiful girl.
Yes. She's a gorgeous hun. I mean, yeah.
Cindy, good evening. Thank you so much for indulging our crazy whims and agreeing to be on this show.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Yeah. So maybe, you can start us off.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here, Cindy. And I think one of the things that are really, we talk, this is the Purple Playroom, by the way, and because if it's about sex, we're talking about
100%.
it, right? So we are going to at some point be throwing a bunch of questions your way. Hopefully we'll get to dig on and share with our listener about things that are all rounder to do with a person. But first, let's start off about your passion, because you're really quite passionate about beauty as well as grooming. And I want to believe that personal upkeep is all about your identity, your self-respect, and so on and so forth. I want to know, in terms of finding a balance between beauty for validation as well as sort of doing it as an act of self-worth, how do you think women can go about doing that?
To be honest with you, I think the way you carry yourself kind of depends on your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And how you feel about yourself, right?
Yes, how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
You have to look good to feel good.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're not looking good and you're not necessarily feeling good, what are some of the ways that you can just turn that around and immediately get
Look
to...
yourself in the mirror and go, get up, put your makeup on, put them heels on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So be your own coach, be your own,
more or less.
big yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that, while we're on the topic, I think that when the way women operate, right, and you guys will either agree or disagree with me, is our outward reflection tends to reflect our inward state of being.
Yes.
If I'm going through it in my personal life, if it's a relationship, if it's work, if it's this or that, I look that way on the outside, right? So it can be really difficult for a person to just be like, well, I'm just going to put on the makeup today, put on the nice outfit, put on the heel, dress nice. And I think we also sort of sometimes get into a routine where we just feel like, why bother?
Yeah.
What is there to look nice
What's
for?
the point?
No, that is
Yeah,
very
but I
true.
think it's a whole thing of you actually physically or mentally have to drive the effort, force it. You
Yes,
know,
you have to
for
force
lack
it.
of a better phrase, you have to force
You
it.
have to force
Have
it.
you ever found yourself, Cindy, in a place where maybe you were in that rut where you just weren't looking good because of maybe how you felt?
A lot
And-
of times, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
And what got you to turn
Out of
that
it, yeah.
around?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm the type of person that I used to. I don't like to talk about negativity
Yeah.
and bring it into who I am
Yeah.
today. I used to be the type of person that would get depressed, go into depressed mode, and I will look that way.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the way I looked will reflect my day to day.
Yeah.
So I would feel exactly as I look.
Yeah.
So I learned something. I started with the normal things, get my hair done,
Yeah.
and I'll feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll literally walk the walk, you
Yeah.
know? So I'll get my hair done, do my nails, make sure that I try my best to do absolutely everything. Say a week, I'll reflect on my body,
Yeah.
the way I say my diet, the way I dress up, the way I look. Then the next week I work on the inside.
Yeah.
Because
Start from the outside in.
yes,
Yeah.
that's how it starts.
Yeah.
You have to look good first.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
it
feel
starts from
it.
the outside in,
That's
not
how
inside
Sometimes,
out.
yeah.
No, that's what I think.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
Yeah.
If I look good, trust me.
Yeah.
By the end of the day I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm that way as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
like
doing
if
something
I
wrong.
do it on the outside,
Yeah.
I will work from the outside in. I never just leave the outside, stop there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go
do the
inward. Okay, but let me
100%.
ask you this, right? Because I'm going to throw myself in there because I've gone through seasons where, so when I was younger, the hats and the shoes and the heels, like I had handbags that I would put them in range of color to
Yeah.
match with the hats, like I was a hat person, and the heels.
You're kind of still like that, Kathy.
But at some point, I started just thinking, don't I just want to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And then on one hand, when you feel comfortable, like wearing those sneakers, and by the way, when in my 20s and 30s, I think, especially 20s, I used to feel like sneakers are dirty. Like, who
Sneakers
is-
are for boys.
Yes. Like, who does that? So, now I just feel like, isn't it sexy to be comfortable? Like, okay, let's talk about the balance between being comfortable and wearing those stilettos. Because I know there is something super sexy about strutting your stuff in that heel. But at the same time, guys, let's be honest. When you're wearing that sneaker and it's comfortable, let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
Do you not feel that extra bit of oomph?
Do you want to answer that, Cindy?
To be honest with you, I feel like us ladies lose ourselves so fast in comfort.
Yeah.
We get so comfortable with uncomfortable, let me say.
Yeah.
Because then you stop looking good. You stop taking care of yourself.
Because
a
you're
rabbit hole.
comfortable.
Because you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Then you walk out in a t-shirt, your makeup not done. It becomes a norm for you.
Hi, boo.
Push yourself to try and look good, try and be better.
On
Now
top
you-
of what Cindy's saying, though, I feel like, you know what? There's a time and a place.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, and comfort robs you of being able to see the time and the place, the difference between the time and the place.
Okay.
So I feel like you need to be very, very, very conscious. There's a time for a t-shirt
Yes,
and a sneaker.
yes.
Okay, so when is the time for the t-shirt and the sneaker?
The weekend when you're doing something casual,
Okay.
please don't go
What about
on
after hours?
what's after hours?
During the week after hours.
When
We
you're
have
at
to-
home.
When you're at home.
No, I'm going to the
Give us an
store.
example.
I'm going to the store.
No.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Cindy, please help.
Personally, I'll shock you guys. Like, I never leave the house without my heels on.
You know,
Okay.
that
I
used
know.
to be me, and that used to be
Really?
me, and now I'm like,
I go
guys,
to work in heels every
Yeah.
day.
And then
and I don't take my shoe. You see, that's another thing that I've become somewhat of a villain around the office for it because, I kind of G-check the ladies who come in their heels and then change into flats while they're, and I'm like, commit to the shoe.
Exactly. Thank
Commit
you.
to the shoe. Leave home wearing the shoe. Go back home wearing the shoe.
Take them off at home.
You're not gonna come off, come in, wear the heel, kick them off, and put, slides on.
Have you ever
and then,
seen how terrible it looks when a woman is tired and she's, I don't know how to say.
That's
The
your problem.
unfortunate thing is
A
that
comfortable shoe.
the unfortunate thing is
Yeah.
Cindy doesn't know Setswana, but wow, Coco, but how do I explain this to somebody?
It's like the Bambi walk.
You've seen this. You've seen this when she's
However,
tired
the
and
thing
she.
is, there's so much information out there about, and this conversation, by the way, if you're tuned in right now, is not about shoes.
No, it's not.
Or outfits. We're getting through just the general
How you look.
perils of womanhood,
Yeah.
right? But there's so much information out there right now about the kind of shoes or the kind of heels that suit people. There's kitten.
Yeah.
These days, you can wear a kitten. You can pay attention. If a heel is straight down from the top to the bottom, it's going to be less comfortable. If it curves, it's more comfortable. At the balls of your feet, if it's got a cushion, you'll be safe. If it's flat,
Also,
you
if it's
won't
a
be safe.
platform, it's not that.
100%.
Yeah.
Everybody
Or a
needs
wedge.
to. I think if you're going to take the time to buy the shoes, maybe take the time to understand what shoe works for you and what shoe doesn't. It's
Exactly.
time.
Pick your comfort.
It's time. You have
It's
to.
fine. It's, you know what? I decided this year that I was going to make the effort. And
Yeah.
for the most part, I think I only let myself go last week. So I needed to be, I needed this conversation.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, this is what girlhood is about. All right.
And that's what we're doing today, getting into
Yeah.
girl talk. And remember, if you'd like to take part, we'd love for you to do that. Engage with us. So go ahead and call in. The studio line is 3956962. You can send a WhatsApp on +267 3956962. This is the Purple Playroom.
100%. We are going to go into now what I think is a sensitive topic for most women, and that's just body and body image, right? We fluctuate a lot as well as females. There's hormones, there's this, there's that. I think we all find ourselves in a state where we have. I don't think there's a woman out there, even if she's a Victoria's Secret supermodel, who always feels like she looks 100%, right? As, from a personal front, Cindy, how do you navigate, not always feeling like you look the way you want to look physically?
Yeah.
To be honest, I believe in affirmation.
Yeah.
I affirmate. Every single day, every single morning, I make sure that I speak to myself.
Yeah.
I make sure I speak into my life. I make sure I tell myself that I'm worthy and I'm beautiful regardless.
Yeah.
And then I get ready for the day.
Yeah.
So when I get ready for the day, I make sure I have a routine. I follow that routine, no matter how I feel inside.
Yeah.
I make sure I get ready, take a shower, do my makeup, and I take that extra time.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling my lowest, I take that extra time.
Yeah.
I actually look better when I'm at my lowest because I will
you
put
had the
in that
extra
effort.
time.
Yes. No, literally, I'll put in that extra effort. I'll make sure I pick my outfits right.
I have to confess that because I said I was doing that this year, I did do it. And I actually did see that working, right?
Yeah.
I'd just be feeling so... And sometimes I wouldn't necessarily think I looked that good, but just that I had put in the effort.
Yeah.
I think it's about the effort that I put in.
Yes.
I would, feel that, wow,
Do you know what lots of women struggle with? And I don't know if you guys can relate to this. Women don't look at themselves naked.
Yes.
As soon as you pass a mirror, you
I've
walk by
started.
so quickly.
No, I've started.
Really?
Yeah.
And I feel like it, and we can talk about this. It affects also then the relationship we have with
our bodies.
with our partners.
With our partners, yes. you're
Because
right.
you don't want
Yes,
them
you're
to
right.
see you. Like, if you can't look at yourself naked in the mirror, then
You wouldn't
you're
want
not
him
going to
to
be
know.
comfortable
You see,
being
and this
naked
is
in front of
maybe
another
perhaps
person.
where I'm a little bit weird because I think sometimes, actually, if you remember when Agatha was here, she talked about this.
Yeah.
And I made it a point. I don't know whether it was because of that or, but I know it was sometime last year.
Yeah.
And I started doing that. I will get naked.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially when it's super hot.
Yeah.
I'll come home, get naked and be like, girl, whew.
Yeah. Well, aren't you lucky? A lot of women cannot do that, and in turn cannot then face a person in the light of day. They've got to, get intimate with the lights off
So,
because
That's the thing.
that very
I've
reason.
heard people say that and I thought, shame. That's sad.
yeah. It's
That's
okay.
really sad. I actually used to be like that.
The lights would have to be off.
Yes.
Don't look at me.
Yes and yes and yes.
Get dressed over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I learned to love myself. First of all, I feel like you need to get help if you suffer from anything internally.
Yeah.
Like if you feel like you do not like yourself, get help. Affirmate. Get somebody that will actually speak into your life.
Yeah.
Like I do something weird.
What do you
I'm
do?
all about lingerie, okay? So I have so many lingerie pieces like you have no idea. And guess what?
Wait, so
For
then-
myself.
So then,
Yes,
so
for
then,
because
myself.
under, if you feel good,
so then,
that
if
I
you
can
wear it,
attest
do
to.
you not look at yourself in the mirror?
At first, I didn't like what I saw.
Even in the
And then,
lingerie?
yes, and then I started doing the weird again. I started taking pictures of myself.
In the lingerie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And loving myself.
Yeah.
And I started looking for things that suited me.
Yeah.
And once I got the hang of that, I started to enjoy seeing myself like that. And then I wanted my partner to see me like that. It gets exciting.
I like that. I like
You
that.
have to
I-
excite yourself first.
100%.
Love yourself first.
100%. And maybe that's a conversation we should also have is, ladies, the undergarments.
Yes.
Do you know what I know? There's women who deliberately wear their undergarments that don't look so good if they're trying not to be intimate with a man. So like do you get what I mean?
I have to confess to having done that as well.
To avoid it. So you know
then
that you're
even
not
if
wearing
you're
the right
trying
underwear.
to,
So
you're
you
just like,
you do
this
not get
cannot
yourself to
happen,
a
I
place
know.
100% what's in here. So
You're like-
yeah, but like, even if it's not for a man, I do believe what you're saying, Cindy, to say that Kore, you can't have a nice outfit on. Kore, it's got to start literally from
Yeah, from
under.
yourself, yeah.
You know, if you're not wearing a bra, you think, is that... I played a joke on... I terrorized this office, guys. I have to... I'm so sorry if you're watching this and you're my colleague.
Okay, so
I
Swift
went up
was
to
right
them.
earlier.
Yes, I'm a bully. So I walked up to them the other day and I was like, if you had to take off your clothes right now in an emergency, would you be happy with what's under there? And a lot of the responses were no. And I'm like, but don't you I get scared. Like, what if a medical emergency happens and I have to go to the hospital and then they obviously cut your clothes off and I'm there and my bra is torn, and like, these are things that go through my mind. I know they're unreasonable, but I think about those things. Don't you?
I mean, I like nice underwear, so I don't think, oh my goodness, what if there's a medical emergency or
Yeah.
anything? But like you said, the nice, you know what? The problem is, yeah, maybe I shouldn't
The
go.
problem is what?
I just
Tell
haven't
me.
really had anybody look at my underwear, so I don't care. But like you said, it needs to be about me.
But you
know,
look at it.
I've started.
She
I've
does
actually
exactly
started,
look at
but I look at myself naked. You know what I mean?
Then look at
I
yourself
started
with the underwear
and then
on
I
as
started
well.
going commando, so I didn't care. so I mean, but
Cathy, this has
2026
been lovely to learn about you.
this is a little bit TMI, but yeah, no, 2026. I've started. I've got myself 2 pieces of. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah,
this year.
keep going.
Just
Let's
one a month.
do it. 10:29 is your time on Gabs FM. Power to engage your world. If you're just tuning in, it's not a discussion about underwear. It's a discussion about womanhood. We're having a girl talk, and if you'd like to be a part of it, you are absolutely welcome to. +267 395 6962. That is our WhatsApp line in studio. You can also give us a call after a short break. We're with Cindy Clarke. She wears so many hats, but above all, she's a woman, and that's why we have her in studio, right? So stay tuned. We're back on the other side of this. Seems to be Hollywood's it girl right now. Her name is Tiana Taylor. She's with King Combs on this one. It's called How Do You Want It? Do you follow Hollywood at all? The women of Hollywood, the movies, the series releases, all of that?
Not really.
Not really?
very much.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, unless you can mention something, maybe I'll have passed through it on the social media streets.
There is... Oh, well, we'll catch up at a later time. Let's do Purple Playroom.
Let's do the Purple Playroom, because you know what?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday between 10 and 12 p.m. on Gabs FM, we come here to have conversations that will hopefully enlighten the nation. And I believe there's such a real need for these conversations, because no one else is really having these
Nope.
conversations, and they are actually necessary conversations. And I think one of the things that I'd really like us to touch on is the fact that our culture seems to say to us as women a lot of the time, that you shouldn't really enjoy sex. There is this taboo around enjoying sex. And I was actually saying to you that I realized, especially earlier on in my life, that because that was the case, your girl was very rebellious when I was younger, and I was like, I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
So I think my experience was not the same with a lot of people, where you have people say, I don't know what an orgasm is. And you're like, wait, what? And what? How old are you?
Yeah.
So I think I'd actually want to find out from you guys, both of you, to say, what was your experience like? Because for me, because of the rebellious streak in me, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this. And I made sure I did, even from my very first experiences. You need to pleasure me. Like, if I'm not having fun, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I've never been that person.
Yeah.
What did you say when we were with Mox Starfish? That's like, no.
You've never just kind of laid there
No,
and waited for it to be
that's not. We are not doing that. We are. This is together.
Yeah. Maybe
you
you can start, Cindy.
I was actually taught. Let me say taught.
Yeah.
Because I was in a previous relationship where I believed that the man was to be satisfied instead of me.
Yeah.
So I put in the work to satisfy him.
Yeah.
And later on in life, I realized that I matter too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also need the guy to put
Pleasure
effort.
me.
Put effort in it. Learn what I like and what I enjoy instead of me always pleasuring him. And I noticed as well, it is very taboo because in relationships, people don't really converse about it.
Yeah.
No.
The guy
But
shows
at
what he
any point,
wants
instead
of what you like.
Yeah.
It's never about the woman.
But then shouldn't it be? Wait, before I ask another one, what has your experience been, Ross?
Do you know what? It has. I think my only thing that I grew out of, because I also have always made sure to enjoy it, especially after learning what it is I like. You see, you have to first get to a point where you experience things to understand what it is you like and dislike so that you can say, no, don't do that. So I think that for me, what has always been sort of at the center of things is learning how to communicate what I want. Not that I don't think that I should experience it. I definitely should. But, you have to learn how to communicate. Otherwise, you're never going to get what you want. And then you're just going to waste all of these experiences. I feel like intimacy is wasted, guys, if it's not enjoyed by both people. Like Cathy was saying, if one of us isn't enjoying it, why are we here? Now this is why people are faking orgasms. This is why people are, all sorts of things that need not be in the bedroom at all. So yeah, at the moment I'm not doing it, but if I am intimate, I make sure that I enjoy it. And I think it's the person that you're also doing it with that needs to make you comfortable enough to be able to express those things.
I was just about to say that, because you're saying there's a certain way that needs to be done. Yeah. And this is where now Curious Cat comes in, and I have so many questions about that, right? I've always thought, or maybe I'm just old school, that you really need to get to know someone first. Yeah. Before you can get naked with that person.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, some people work the other way around.
Okay, so you see...
Some people work the other way around. Casual experiences do exist. Like,
that's true.
Even if the people in this studio don't do that, people do that.
I actually know at least 2 couples who met and did that and got married.
What the heck?
Yeah,
yes,
they got
true,
married from a one night stand. They got married.
Yeah.
So it does happen, but that for me begs the question. All right, and this is what I was going to say. You said that it depends on the way you say it, but I thought you would have to have gotten comfortable with that person. So since now I'm realizing sometimes you can, jump the gun and then come back and get comfortable with this person. What's the right way of doing it? Like, I don't know. I'm just a very frank person.
Do you know what? Okay, let me be vulnerable and overshare, okay? There's a particular experience that I've had with a person where I felt like it was average.
Okay.
But I could see from experience or feel from experience that if this person and I have more time, it will be spectacular.
Okay.
So you're asking the question of, but with the first time, how do you get to that place eventually?
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. Repetition is the way to learn. So you have people, like we've just been admitting, have first time encounters, one and done. But you can tell, if we just simply tweak that, reduce the volume up here, turn it down here, it's going to connect. Do you not believe that?
No, you know what? I don't know. You see, I like the idea of having spoken about it first, because then there's such a level of comfort that I get that now when we're even in the act, the problem is I like to talk, so I want to be able to tell you what no, wait, let's. I mean, you mean you're just going to sit there and be like, suffering through whatever you're not enjoying?
You don't suffer through anything.
Okay.
You don't suffer through anything.
So don't you express it if things are not
I also
going
believe you have to express it. You have to say what you want.
However, there's a certain level of coaching through the whole thing that you at some point you're coaching too much. If this is a one and done experience. You can't.
This is why I can't do one and done.
That's why you can't do a one and done thing.
A one and done thing. Shouldn't you get what you want and the next person get what they want?
This is what,
so coach through it and we get what we want.
No, this is why I'm not going to do one and done. This is why I can't do what I want. Then what's the point if I now have to be suffering and then I can't coach you and then I'm not going to have fun? Then what are we one and done?
I suppose.
We're one and dunning a disaster.
I suppose. And that leads us to the next thing, to be like, what do you guys think? And I'll ask you both this. A healthy sexuality for a woman looks like in that regard. In terms of understanding yourself, your needs, your wants, how you approach the topic of intimacy with a person that you're with, and that kind of thing. Maybe you can answer that first, Cathy.
I think, you said it all to say you first of all need to fall in love with yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I think once you have gotten that comfort with yourself, you know what you like and you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
So when you meet somebody and you are potentially going to get to that point, B said something that I thought, I've always practiced that. I've always thought I'm very weird, but certain conversations make me feel so good to say, I'd like to get tested with somebody before I get intimate with them. Because I don't want a situation where anything happens and then I'm freaking out because I don't know what is what, right? So in fact, I've had a situation where we'll go together. I thought that was so cute. It was very nerve-wracking for that person.
No, you guys showing us to develop it together.
We did. You see, for me, because I knew we're just sitting at home here, there's nothing going on. I was like, yeah, let's do it. But I think that's something very important to do. So once you know yourself and you know what you love, what you enjoy, when you're bringing somebody into that, then it becomes, I think it's important to talk about sex before you have it with someone, so that by the time you're having it with somebody, you've explain, okay, this is this and I'm like this and this. And I think that just makes it that much easier.
Yeah. So if you're a shy woman, you're just never going to have the best time. That's the thing.
No, but if you are going to be with somebody, you should at least try to be more comfortable. Try your best to be more comfortable.
Wait, so if you're a shy woman, you're not going to express your needs sexually? No,
you won't. You're
just
never.
If you're a shy woman.
Hey. You're just going to
especially the way guys, society has programmed women to be afraid of the topic of sex if it's not a man broaching the topic.
Exactly.
If it's not a man initiate.
If a guy doesn't initiate
if he doesn't initiate it, women are shamed for being the ones who initiated or wanted or talk about it outwardly and openly. It looks a kind of way.
I wish this is one of those things where I wish we could do a poll question to say, how do men feel about a woman initiating sex? Because I want to bet you that
they love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to bet you that there is no
I've had
man.
an experience, and trust me, they love it.
Yeah. I do not believe there's any man who would not love it when a woman initiated sex.
Yes.
I really wish we could I really wish somebody could call us on 3956962 or send a WhatsApp to +267 3956962. Whether a man or a woman, to say, if you're a woman, have you what has been your experience with your partner when you initiate sex? And for a man, how do you feel about a woman initiating sex?
Yeah, men just don't like to be romantically pursued.
Yeah, because the relationship
they don't want to be
is
romantically
work, right?
pursued,
but now
but they do like to be sexually pursued.
Right?
That is very true.
Yeah, but the thing is, men are also just not very choosy. So like
In terms
most
of
people
sexual experiences,
can offer
yeah.
a man sex and he'll just,
Yeah.
he'll be down with it. Okay,
Yeah.
so ladies, speak to the woman right now who's listening to this who is shy to initiate. Because we're speaking about it as three women who go for the jugular. There's women out there who are like, oh my God, no. Speak to them.
Oh my
Communicate
God.
what you feel. Communicate what you feel exactly.
I
when
feel
you're
like
feeling
that's easier said than done. How do you,
But
give them the actual basics?
I think the thing to remember is that it's your body.
Yeah.
And nobody knows your body better than you.
Yeah.
So in order for you to enjoy this experience, you need to find a way to communicate. Write him a letter, send a smoke signal, text, find a movie
Let's
that...
about sex.
What can we say? Find a way to communicate with that person. Watch a movie that has the things that you want.
Yeah.
Something along the lines that will give the hint if you can't verbally
Yeah.
say to that
Yeah.
person.
So it
Or
will
try
be
it out while
uncomfortable.
you're in the act.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Like talking.
No, try it out. Like
And then say it in the act.
no example. Like you in the act.
Uh-huh.
If you feel like you want to try something, try it.
Yeah.
Add it in.
Yeah.
Also,
And see
just
what
try it
happens.
out.
Yeah,
Be
if you're scared to
adventurous.
talk about it,
Yeah.
just try.
This makes me think about dirty talk. People think it in their head, but actually verbalizing it is kind of embarrassing for people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not
It's
easy.
very taboo.
Yeah, it's not easy because also, how do you know that they enjoy that also?
But then isn't this all why you have conversations with
Exactly.
someone
But you need to
before
also
have sex
understand
with
your
them?
sexual desires.
Yeah. Can you also discuss everything? Cathy, when, and I'm curious now because you say this is things we should discuss before the act.
Yeah.
Can you give me a rundown of the kinds of things that you discuss with a person before
No, you know what the thing is? Not to say you're going to sit down and say, this is the checklist.
'Cause that's what it sounds like.
No, I mean, if you're comfortable with someone, right?
Yeah.
Even as you're saying, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
As you're going along and then whatever experience happens, then you'll mention it. Like you're saying, sometimes it doesn't have to be in the act. Oh my God, no. You can just, afterwards be like, I'd like to try 1, 2, 3, or this is
Yeah.
what, like that, right? But certain things I think are very important to have spoken. It's not like there's a checklist, but I really think it's important to be able to speak to the person you're having
really
sex
is.
with. Like
Yeah.
that's just a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your pleasure, because for me, pleasure, and that's why I'm just like, pleasure needs to be the bottom line.
Yes,
If you are not having an orgasm,
Then
then
it's pointless.
what are we doing? And if you're not having an orgasm, can we figure out why? Can we try and get creative and figure out why we are not having? In fact, can we both have orgasms?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very true.
Right?
very true.
That's kind of my favorite thing. Let's
Okay, so
both have orgasms.
what do you say then if you finish being intimate with a person and you didn't reach that point, but he did? What do you say?
Are we going again?
No, that's so real.
Because really,
Yeah,
Do you guys feel like you can enjoy the experience though, like thoroughly enjoy it in between, but just not reach that destination
you
at the
can.
end?
Yes,
Yes, you
yes.
And can you walk away from that
no, you
experience?
cannot. Personally, I can't.
Wait, what do you mean? Can you walk away from it?
Without
With
your
just
orgasm?
I mean, why? Is there a reason why you have to walk away?
I mean, no.
I mean, if you have the time and unless it's a time constraint,
Yeah.
I just think this is where now you can get creative. Find a way to get yourselves back in the mood. And especially if you have somebody who can be game to that.
Yeah.
Then you don't need to tell yourself, game over. No, let's go soak in the tub right now. Do you want a massage? I've got some really cool oils,
He's snoring. Are you gonna, hey, excuse me?
To be honest, I feel like that's why it should start at the beginning.
Yeah.
The sexting,
Yeah.
getting to know each other at the beginning. It
Yeah.
should be added in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should actually express absolutely everything you want.
Yeah.
What you want from the relationship. what you want to give into the relationship.
Yeah.
What's the nays and the yays, you know?
There is a WhatsApp here that reads, a woman that verbalizes her desires shows another level of confidence that will make the man weak in the knees.
Exactly.
Men like that, you guys.
Yes, they love it.
Yeah, they do.
They love it.
I'm not sure how they feel about being told, excuse me, we're not done at the end if they're finished and you're not.
But if he sees that
But
you
he should
didn't
know,
have,
yes.
you know what?
Yeah, he should be in
I've
tune
been
with
actually
you.
very fortunate now that I think about it, because there've been a lot of, well, let me just say, the people that I've had experience with have been very clear that it needs to be both ways.
Yeah.
To the point where I don't have to worry about, like, you know, if I didn't come, so you are working. So
Yes.
I hope they know.
I know I'm not about to fake anything because
Yeah.
I want it.
The thing
I
is,
came here to get it.
Yeah, I
you know?
think the conversation needs to be, if we're talking to men right now, the initiative that needs to be sometimes you can't control it.
No, for sure,
Sometimes
for
you
sure.
can't control it. The man gets there before you do,
Yes.
unfortunately. What is the next step? What is the initiative he's now taking after that to be
Yeah.
like, right,
Yeah.
that didn't go how I planned it. So what are we doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are things you can do.
There's
There
a
are.
lot.
There's a lot.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't think we need to name them. 10:54 is your time on Gabs FM, Power to Engage Your World. This is the Purple Playroom. It's a show about sex, because if it's about sex, we're talking about it, all right? It's hosted by myself. My name is Ross, and I hosted with my beautiful co-host, Cathy Malejane, otherwise known as Curious Cav. If you haven't already, please follow us online. We are on every single platform that you can think of. The Purple Playroom is our name, all right? We are in studio with Ms. Cindy Clarke, who wears many hats, but like we keep reiterating at the end of the day, most importantly, she is a woman, and we're having our favorite thing, which is a girl talk, all right? So if you'd like to tap in, please do. Our WhatsApp line, +267 3956 962. Let's take a short break and see you on the other side of this. This is a classic by Lucy Pearl. It's called Dance Tonight. Back to back with Bobby V's Slow Down, bringing us to 11:03 on Gabs FM, Power to Engage Your World. Welcome to the third and final hour of the greatest nighttime radio show on the air. It's called the Purple Playroom. It's a show about sex, because if it's about sex, we're talking about it, right? We're joined by Miss Cindy Clarke, a mom, a cosmetologist, an accountant as well. So many hats. But I think we should zone in now on motherhood, right, Cindy? And talk about the fact that you are raising an 11-year-old. He's what we call a preteen.
Yes.
Yeah, he's entering those ages, right?
Very soon.
Yes, he is.
Let's talk about that. If we talk about womanhood, it's hard not to talk then about motherhood. What kind of young man are you intentionally raising as a woman of your maturity and at the stage of life that you have dealt with men, right? And I think that probably or I would assume that influences how you raise your child as well. I think my question is, how conscious are you about breaking harmful patterns before they come about, before they start? How do you teach your son about respecting women, not just in theory, but like in everyday behavior, emotional intelligence, and that kind of thing?
Okay, it first starts with me, how he respects me, how he handles things in the house.
Yeah.
If I say something and he responds in a very negative way, I correct him immediately.
Yeah.
And I tell him, you don't talk to mommy like that.
Yeah.
You don't talk to a woman like that.
Yeah.
I actually talk it into him. I talk life into him. So it starts with that. It starts with how he handles the things that I tell him to do. I raise him with love.
Yeah.
So if I love him correctly, he will love correctly.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts, within the home, with the mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just throw this in there, because we are living in a country where we are actually the highest as far as gender-based violence is concerned, in terms of the statistics and the numbers. So unfortunately, the statistics also show that the perpetrators are usually male. I want to know, as a woman raising a boy child, what some of the things that you try and put into him are, because I think a lot of the time it is triggered by the circumstances that a man is in, and because he does not talk as a man, men don't talk, right?
Yeah.
So the woman will be there talking, and then when he talks, he's talking with his fists, and it just turns into another situation. So how have you raised him just to be aware of the situations?
Okay, I'll answer this with an example. just say last week sometime he had a bit of a bully in school. The bully being female over a sharpener. And I think she got a bit physical. Physical meaning I think he was pushed into the wall or something. Something like that.
Yeah.
So he approached me about it and he told
Must
me.
have been a very special sharpener.
You know, he actually approached me, and the way he said it is, "Mommy, someone was physical with me." So I was like, "Someone was physical?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yes, this girl over a sharpener."
Yeah.
So the first thing I told him is, "Did you talk to the teacher?
Yeah.
Did you approach the teacher?" Then he's like, "No, I want to also go handle her." And I'm like,
I want my lick back.
so he wanted to get the sharpener first, give it to her, and then handle her.
Yeah.
So I told him first, you don't touch a woman.
Yeah.
Because she's more fragile than you.
Yeah.
Look how big you are as compared to the girl.
Yeah.
Although
Even though she initiated
she's actually
that physical
older than
harm.
him in a higher grade, but she's tinier.
Yeah.
So I explained it.
Yeah.
I actually used my older brother as an example. And I explained to him that my older brother is so big compared to me and my sister, you know.
Yeah.
And I reminded him how my brother nurtures us. Like he cares for us. And I always speak life into him when it comes to that. A man should treat a woman right.
Yeah.
And if there's anything wrong, get help.
Yeah.
So later on, instead of it being the teacher, if a woman ever comes up to him or wrongs him, he will probably go to the cops or something, you understand, instead of taking matters into his own hands. So I remind him,
Yeah.
if you're upset, come talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's upset and he goes to the corner and he keeps quiet, I will literally keep coming with love, not anger.
Yeah.
Even if he's upset me, trust me, I'll come with my hands wide open.
Yeah.
Tell
Because
him
you deal with people how you're dealt with.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll always tell him, come to me, communicate with me. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll apologize. You know, back in the day, our parents would never apologize to us.
No, they just do nice things for you, and
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
apology.
But I've learned something. I apologize to my son.
Yeah.
And I tell him why I'm apologizing, what I wronged him by.
Yeah.
I tell him, okay, mommy, sorry because you felt this way.
Yeah.
Because mommy did this to make you feel this way.
Yeah.
So now if he wrongs me and I'm upset, he comes and he says, "Mommy, I'm sorry because I did A, B, C, D. And I didn't mean to make you feel this way. And if you felt this way, can you forgive me?"
Yeah.
So I give him that love, so he gives it right back. And I
like
think
that.
that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that very much, actually. And I think, you know what, it's a cause for, I think just women need to look, you can't passively raise boy children in the environment that we're in right now with everything that's going on. You actually have to, because they spend a lot of time away from you.
Yes,
At
that's
school,
true.
the time that you actually spend with them at home is very limited. So you have no idea who's conditioning them, how, what their background is, and that kind of thing. So you actually not physically, but you have to intentionally go out of your way to make sure you're in their heads and priming them for the world out there and their future relationships as well with their friends, with their partners, their intimate partners, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing that and just, you know, giving us an insight into the way you handle that, which I think is really cool. 11:09 is your time on Gabs FM, Power to Engage Your World. In a minute, we'll come back in and talk about, you know, just as a mom, healing, evolving, and making sure that even in motherhood, you're prioritizing womanhood as well, because that's another place that lots of people get lost. Let's do that on the other side of this. This is Ludacris, and he's pimping all over the world, bringing us to 11:15 on Gabs FM, Power to Engage Your World. This is the Purple Playroom, ladies and gents. We go all the way till 12 midnight on this side of the radio. My name is Ross. That beautiful girl over there is named Cathy Malejane, and we're joined by another beautiful girl in studio. Her name is Cindy Clarke. Ladies, Ghana, they say the real radio happens off air.
I think today really has.
Today that is the case, but let's bring it to air, right? We fielded a question to the gentleman in studio to say, why are things the way that they are? We're looking at the dating pool. In Botswana, and maybe we'll zone in to say in Gaborone, where we live, where we have personal experience, you know, it's getting more and more dire by the day, and women are struggling to find men who they feel match the effort that they put into themselves and their lives. We had the conversation starting the show off to say, you know, you make sure your physical upkeep is all right, and then you do this and you do all these weird and wonderful, amazing, elaborate routines.
Yeah.
just to make sure that you are the woman of your dreams personally. And when you go out and you interact with men, sometimes it feels like they're not doing that same work on themselves. And then you get a very lackluster experience. And a lot of women are finding comfort in their communities to say, well, we've got girlhood and friendships where, in fact, I was just having a conversation with my boss earlier today and asking her, have you noticed that good men are just average women? Like what you would consider an extraordinary man is just an average woman. Oh, he cooks, and he cleans his house and he dresses well. You're describing a woman.
Yeah.
You're describing the very average. No.
Too high.
A very average woman who does average things is you. And I'm sorry to say it, but sometimes we find that is what it looks like. Oh, he goes to therapy. Yeah, we go to therapy too. You know what I mean? So I think then the gentleman responded to say, actually, we know a lot of women who are switching sides now and have now come out of the closet as gay. So my question then is, or my question was to that, weren't they always just gay then? And the answer was no, they literally were not gay and then they turned. First of all, I think the question to you ladies is going to be, do you think that can happen for you to kind of just one day decide, I think women are more suited to be in relationships with, and then turn gay? Or were you always kind of...
I think you have to be kind of gay.
Yeah.
No.
But people say all women are kind of gay.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think
too, yeah.
all women are kind of gay.
Why?
We don't know why.
I mean, I don't agree with that, because what I do believe is that we have a lot in common, right? So I'd be able to have a sisterhood where we communicate, we love on each other. And I think Cindy was saying this off air, and I want to just borrow her words to say, we love each other well. So as a woman, when I am your sister, when we have a sisterhood, I'm going to show up for you. I am going to love on you, and I'm going to stay consistently loving on you. Whereas, unfortunately, in comparison with our brothers, a lot of the time, once a man gets comfortable, he kind of stops putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Whereas your sister is always going to, and if she doesn't, right, she will communicate that. So you will still feel the support. So I have a couple of friends who I don't talk to every day, but when we do talk, we
never stop.
Exactly. So
have you had an experience where a sisterhood kind of turned into something else, where somebody, because women have those close, intimate relationships, then looked to you now in a romantic way and said, I think we could really...
get it on.
Yes, I have actually had one of those experiences, and I feel like it's because of the communication and the love, like Cathy did say.
Yeah.
We love on each other correctly. As to men slack, men literally just stop along the way. And I feel like us women, we check up on each other absolutely every day. And we expect that from another man.
Yeah.
So some women will look at it like, oh my gosh, this is what I want in my life.
Yeah.
They're not looking at it sexually.
Yeah.
They just love that safety. They feel safe
and
within that person. Yes. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you turn her down?
Yes, I did. But politely. I told her I loved her.
Were you still able to be friends after that though?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw away another woman because of something so petty.
Yeah.
I will communicate how I feel and tell her that, okay, fine, I love you, but not in that way. And I want you to remain a part of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because women also, we don't deal with rejection in the same capacity as men do. We're a little bit more sensitive. So I'd imagine it was nice that you dealt with her so gently.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you, explore that side of things, Cathy?
Which side? What are you talking about? To date another woman?
Maybe not even date them, because in this weird and wonderful world, there's something called you can be bisexual and you can be bi-curious.
No, I know my name is Curious Cat, but and this is my thing.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking about this at some point because I schooled out of Botswana, and that was a little bit more common then.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of years ago. And, I had a couple of women come up and compliment me. And I'm like, thank you. That's great. Thank you. And then they'd express that. And I'm like, Keshab.
Yeah.
There was a campaign at that time to say no when you're okay.
Yeah.
So no. Because, and I remember thinking at the time, like, when you hug a woman, it's a very different sensation from when you hug a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
The pheromones just aren't there for you when
just
you're hugging
starting
women.
there, I was like,
Yeah.
nah.
No.
So no. I'm okay.
You wouldn't want to try it?
I've never even been curious. Even to kiss another girl.
Yeah.
I just feel like you're bringing everything I have to the table.
Yeah.
I have the exact same things.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Bring something new.
But that's the thing is it's crazy how emotionally, intellectually, and all the other allies, women would be able to bring that to the table, and a woman would end up compromising being with a man who doesn't have all those things, but because intimately and sexually
I was about
they're
to say, but
attracted.
then the
100%.
relationship has a lot to do with the intimacy and the sexuality.
Yeah.
And if
Okay, let me put this to you, right? In dating culture, especially in the country that we're in, what is it that you think women are compromising on a lot?
so many things.
What do women compromise on?
So many things.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of situations where women... Okay, I'm going to throw this at you. I recently found out that apparently if you're a beautiful woman in Botswana,
Okay.
you should know that men don't want you. They're afraid of being with you because they think everybody wants you.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're insecure.
So they're insecure. So, and I've had people ask me, you're single? Oh my God, why? And it's like, okay, fine. Cindy's going to coach me through. It's me, and I need to change my face that is
repelling.
unapproachable.
The RBF. We all have it. I have it bad.
And apparently there's a... But at the end of the day, I feel like you then find that the people who are approaching me, because on one hand, I'm not really about to approach anyone, because I have, mind you, when I was younger, I did.
Yeah.
And then I
And men
learned...
kind of don't like that.
Exactly,
Like we
they
spoke
feel
about
like
earlier.
you are emasculating them when you try and approach them, right? So I'm not trying to do that anymore. And then when I look at the people who are approaching me, say I'm average, right? It's either these really high, and then a lot of the time he's not approaching you well.
Yeah.
They come with a lot of arrogance of, oh, I'm driving this, and it's like, my guy, let's have a conversation, right? So that's a big turn off. It's not going to go far. And then you've got those who are here taking their shot.
Yeah.
And I think those are the people that I've dated a lot.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And that is what is happening a lot in Botswana. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of women compromising on... I mean, at the end of the day, you look at, okay, so who's interested, right?
Women like people who like them.
Isn't that what everybody
And you
does?
find us lowering our standards specifically.
Doesn't
to
everybody
accommodate
like
this.
somebody that they
100%.
like? Yeah.
And
What
then
do
the
you
guy
think
goes and
women
breaks
are?
our hearts.
Ugh. And then you're like, but I gave this
Exactly. I gave this guy a chance,
and then he had
Now
the
he feels on top of the
audacity to.
world.
Yeah. What do
So-
you think women are compromising on?
To be honest, I really think that we lower our standards specifically for the wrong type of men.
Yeah.
Like a man will look at you, and because you dress well, they'll think that you're out for their money, their pockets.
Yeah.
Well, you can afford yourself. That's why you look that way.
Yeah.
So he will give you what he thinks you need at that moment, and then tell you he can't afford it. He can't afford you. You should tone down. But you found me like that.
Yeah.
And then us,
And you
because
played
we already
into it.
love them,
Yeah.
we'll tone down and lose ourselves in the midst of it.
I've
and
actually
then,
I've done that.
and then they go for the same type of woman again and bash
so
her
then
down.
he's gonna leave you.
Yeah.
Go get another one.
Exactly.
Or cheat on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Take you there. Take you squash you down.
Yeah.
Go get another one.
Yeah.
And then you're there like,
Rinse and repeat.
what is
100%. So, okay, superficially speaking, because also men feel like we're choosy, we're picky, but at the end of the day, men also... Women have been warned not to date for potential, and that's, I think, what we're talking about here is we'll give a man a chance, right?
Yeah.
But men don't date for potential.
No, they
Men
don't.
are
They want the
very
best.
specific about what they
Exactly.
want.
Thank you.
And if they want what they want, they go after it, and
Yes.
eventually they'll find it, right?
Yeah.
So superficial, or can we even call it superficially? What is it that you want physically on the outward that you feel like you need if you are going to be intimate with a man, or explore a relationship with a man? personally, I don't know if I can be with a man who, and I've done it before, but now I'm just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't compromise on that anymore. If I can see the top of your head when I'm in heels.
Who's too short, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I shouldn't be able to see on top of
I used to say that, like, I shouldn't, if I'm wearing heels and I see here. Big no,
Tab is like, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah,
Actually,
if I'm
there
taller than
too.
you in heels, because I feel like I'm emasculating you. I feel like we're walking around and it feels like you're my little brother.
Yeah.
And another thing is just for me, and this is hard to put into words, but just, and there's a level of the guys in studio are so traumatized. But there's a level of just masculine energy, and that's not to say a man who's aggressive or macho. That's not the definition of masculinity. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for me to put into words, but there's just an aura that a man carries when he's confident. You know what I mean? And
A man
makes
who's
you
decisive.
softer.
Thank you. And I think that's so important, because what I have realized is when you get a man like that in your space, and because we are already very alpha women in the sense that when you're single, you have to have
gotta fend for yourself.
Exactly. So you cannot go around being this sweet marshmallow softie, right?
They'll
So
take advantage of you.
You bring on a lot of alpha.
Yeah.
And then when you meet somebody who has that alpha, it just so naturally makes you step down
Exactly.
and step
Calmly.
into your
Yeah.
femininity.
Yeah.
But if that man doesn't have it, and I've caught myself doing this because he didn't have that much alpha, I'm bringing alpha as well, and he's bringing, and so it was a little bit weird. And then at some point, then he turns around and says, "You don't respect me," and I'm like,
Because you're not giving me the environment to do that in.
what do you want me to do here? You know, so these are some of the things where you said earlier to say, what are women settling for? I think that is one of the situations. You know, for me, the physical appearance, yes, okay, hey, seeing somebody.
How do you hug him? Because if you hug him, then his head is in your, you know?
I don't want to be kissing your forehead, man. So one thing, right? I have OCD about bathing.
Okay.
I once broke up
Look
with
at Cindy,
someone.
she's like, yes, you dirty man.
I cannot stand
I
a dirty
once
man.
broke up with someone on Valentine's Day because I went to see this person and he hadn't bathed. No.
Was his bed made?
And that's another thing.
I can't stand
we
the
once had
person who
like
doesn't
there was
make their
another guy
bed.
that I once had a really, really huge fight because for me it's like if I tell you I'm coming over, oh, you can't make your
it
bed.
look good, yeah.
Oh,
if
I'm
the bed
coming-
wasn't made before I was coming
Yeah,
over,
and I
okay,
told
fine.
you I didn't
But like,
surprise you.
Yeah.
I told you I was coming over. So,
Alul.
hey, no, that one we had a big, but Valentine's Day, and I rock up and you haven't bathed.
were you going on a date?
It doesn't matter. It was Valentine's Day. I mean, what am I supposed to do with you when you haven't bathed? I am very picky about hygiene.
Yeah.
So you are going to bath before you get into bed, like.
Yeah.
That's
And then
important.
What are your deal
You shouldn't
breakers?
have to say that though.
But Shem, you do in Botswana. In Botswana, you do. You have to be like, okay, so please note you be bathing twice a day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for real. A lot of men, and I don't think it's even unique to Botswana. I've actually heard women across nationalities
yes.
say,
That is very
"Eish,
true.
Ghana men like to just jump into bed and not bath."
No, that is very true.
Yeah. What are some of the deal breakers for you that you are non-negotiable, Cindy?
To be honest with me, I hate a disrespectful man.
Yeah.
Like if I'm walking with you in public and somebody starts fighting or swearing or saying something, humbly walk away.
Yeah. Don't
If you have
engage
to
in all of
protect
that.
me,
Yeah.
protect me,
Yeah.
but not with violence.
Yeah.
Respect yourself first
Yeah.
and respect the people around you.
Yeah.
If you're disrespectful, that's the biggest turn off.
Yeah.
Like absolute turn off.
Yeah. You know, I was just to go back to the conversation about masculinity that we were having, and Cathy, you very rightfully said that the thing is, a woman senses energy. We read energy better than anybody, and if I have to kind of bring that alpha energy into a relationship, it's because I'm supplementing your lack of it, right?
Exactly.
Cindy, how do you, let's say you find yourself in a situation where that's happening. Do you feel like that is reversible? Can you have a conversation with a man that doesn't emasculate him to tell him that I need more masculine? Like, can you just press a button and turn
instantly.
it up? How does that work?
I need notes on this because I think I've done
To be
a bad
honest with you,
job.
I'm a very specific person. If I don't like it, fix it.
Oof.
Like, no, true.
Yeah.
Because we're in this relationship for each other. It's not a 50-50 thing. It's 100-100.
Yeah.
We all putting something into this.
Yeah.
So if I don't like it, then you have to fix it because you have to do it for me, you know? I'm doing everything for what you like and accommodating you. Accommodate some of the things that I don't like or I approve of.
Yeah.
You understand? So if there's anything that I feel that you're doing wrong, immediately I calmly dismiss it. I will tell you.
Yeah.
I will tell you, okay, we need to talk about this. Earlier on, this is what you did wrong.
Yeah.
And I was not comfortable. Is there a way that you can handle it a different way? I'm not going to tell you, hey, immediately stop.
Yeah.
But is there a different way you can handle it?
And that it takes a special man to be able to receive feedback like that.
Yes.
There's a WhatsApp here that reads, do women know that they change men, make them softer, then turn around and say he's not the same guy she met? What's your reflection on that, ladies?
I wish I could get a little bit more elaboration on how women make men softer. How maybe you guys can help me out there.
I don't know.
Because I think one of the issues that I have is that what I've realized is in the honeymoon phase, and I'm not going to say it's men only. When you're meeting somebody and you're interested in them, you are putting your best foot forward. So we tend to wear colors and coats and masks that are not truly who we are.
Yeah.
And I think I've struggled with this a lot because too much of the time, especially now, I just feel like, can you just meet me where I am and just let's not
And
have
meet
that
me where you
dance
are as well. Yeah.
But now I've realized a lot of people just don't want that. They want the dance and the coat and the masks and all of that stuff. So now I'm just at a point where I'm not really sure what needs to be brought to the table. What do you think?
But to be honest with you, I kind of feel like us women, we sometimes don't take accountability for certain things. I believe that there are some women that actually bash a man down to an extent of him feeling small. And yes, he gets a bit more softer towards you to give you that because he loves you so much. And we take advantage of it.
Yep.
And there's a lot of times that we actually don't notice we're taking advantage of it. So the guy won't go out with his boys because my woman doesn't like it. But do we actually acknowledge his life, his friends, what we found there?
Yeah.
You understand? So we make them feel so small, but they try to stay in our little bubble to accommodate us. And we forget that. We really do forget that. So we should acknowledge our men as well.
Wait, so what you're saying is when a man, especially in terms of the time that he's spending with you, that would be the thing he's doing to get softer? That would be one of the examples?
That's one of the examples, yes. Because if you haven't noticed, majority of us women, we hate boys' nights out. So we try and stop them by all means.
But then, and this is the thing, right? I think it really just depends on what boys' night looks like, right?
Sometimes it's just individuality. Like
I dated somebody who would get drunk and drunk dial me, and that was the most fun thing for me. I'd be like, go out.
He thinks of me when...
Yes.
No, I just like the fact that well, yes, I suppose that's what it was,
I think that's
right?
what it was,
But if you're going to, then lose your phone and have a car accident...
But we're
or
not
be
their mothers,
promiscuous.
guys.
Yeah,
We're not their
100%. You
mothers.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't
baby them.
control.
No, it's not
what
about
a person
control.
does.
What I'm just saying is, I get you're saying we don't like boys' night. I don't
Yes.
think it's that we don't like boys' night. It's the repercussions of, you know what I mean? Not to say you should call me, but even if you don't call me, but don't be getting into car accidents and maxing out your credit card and now you're broke for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
Like, if you're responsible about it, do you? In fact, it's important.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different things that we shun away. And I'm just going to speak for the men because I think a lot of people don't actually speak for men.
Yeah,
No, they
I
don't.
agree. I
Like
agree.
I will
men don't
literally
speak for
shield
men.
That's
every
true.
woman in this room right now
Yeah.
and forget about the man.
Yeah.
No offense, but that's how woman empowerment is
Yeah.
or looked at,
I
you know?
agree.
And men also defend other men when it's time.
Exactly. So I feel like we kind of do make them soft.
Yeah.
And then we neglect it. To some extent.
Maybe.
Not all of us.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of us. But some of us actually take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are people in the world who don't have
Yes.
good intentions,
Yes.
guys. And that, I think we are going to segue into our next thing is the choosing process. It's said very widely. I don't believe we all practice it, unfortunately, that obviously choosing your partner is going to be the biggest, most important choice you make
Yes.
in your life,
Yes.
right? Especially once you get married. But like, how does a woman differentiate, what are those things to look out for when you're choosing? And how do you differentiate between a person who's being genuine and somebody who's just telling you all the right things and selling the dream? I think we had the conversation with VS the other day to say, women, the problem is you divulge too much too early and then men use it against you. So you come in and you think that you're being empowered by saying, I like this, I like that, I don't like this. And then he says, right.
I've got the blueprint.
Now I'm making the blueprint and I'm going to get you exactly where you want me. And then
We communicate too much.
100%. So where is that line? How do you manage all of that when choosing a partner?
I think Cindy
Do you know?
Cindy might be able to shed some light here.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you exactly how to choose, but I would say you should look out for the red flags.
Yeah.
Immediately there will be red flags if there's something wrong.
Yeah.
A man that is overly trying to impress you, there is something not right
But
there.
you see, I struggle with that, and I saw something that really resonated because this guy was saying, I don't know love bombing. Because I want somebody
Because I
who
genuinely believe somebody would treat me that and react
and I
like that to
genuinely
me.
want
Yeah.
somebody to wake up and talk to me
Yeah.
and do too many things and make all sorts of gestures. And
So you
I
can't
don't
tell when
get
you're being
exactly. So I
love
can't
bombed,
tell
yeah.
when I'm being love bombed because I kind of want that and I
Yeah.
kind of
You
think
expect
it's
it.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's maybe I'm living in a fairy tale. Talk to me.
To be honest with you, I feel like when it comes to a man approaching me, I look for certain things. If the communication is good, if I feel like, excuse me, he's not trying to overly impress me,
Yeah.
I
And he's
will.
just being genuine
I
and real.
will read between the
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
If you know yourself well enough, trust me, nobody can come and play in your face.
Guys, I saw a TikTok earlier, okay? And it's crazy that I should see this TikTok before the show, but it was a man who was like, listen, I'm about to give you the cheesiest, most 90s Cosmopolitan magazine advice in the world, but it's true and it works and it's coming from a man. Play the game. Like, be not super
Exactly.
available to a
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Don't respond his text immediately. And these games frustrate women to the point of
Yeah.
madness.
Yes.
Where they're like, why are we doing all of this if I like you and I feel like you like me? Why can't we just move in a straight line? But apparently men are not that linear. They like a chase.
Yes.
So if you're too if you're too available to a man all the time and he calls you answer, he says one, you say two, he's
No,
gonna
that is
walk
very
all over
true.
you. He's gonna play in
Very,
your
very
face.
true.
Yeah, no, I've recently been told that now.
Very
The men are like,
It's not true. No, I think I've been taught that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to implement that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you tried?
I mean,
Try.
okay,
Play the game.
It works very well.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So put on the masks and the coat that I was talking about earlier,
I
and
mean,
do the
don't
dance.
villainize it.
No, I mean, I was
Just
talking
be
about
coy,
this in
yeah.
the beginning to say,
Yeah.
like, when you meet somebody and you like them, you're gonna put that makeup on. You're gonna, look your best.
Yes.
Right? So that person is not going to actually know what you smell like when you haven't bathed for 6 months,
Yeah.
right?
They will learn you. They will learn.
That's what
Until
I'm
you're married. And then you can bath at 3 p.m., wear your PJs all
and
day
this
and
is
not
the
make
part
your
that
bed.
annoys me a little bit because men don't think like that.
No,
He
men
will
do
not-
what's best
he
for
will
men.
not- he
So
will
women
not
must do
say,
what's best for women as well.
I need to be conscious that I'm always smelling fresh for this person. He will come to you from
So
the
tell him
gym.
to bath. Tell him to
A
bath.
man will earn that comfortable side of you.
Yeah.
If
A
they'll
man will
it.
earn, yes, they'll earn it. As time goes, they get to learn you. You get to unfold. A guy earns it.
See, I'm taking notes.
As
guys.
does a woman. You can't expect him to know how you look without makeup and all these things, he will learn that side of you. And he'll love it as it goes, because he'll be more interested in learning more. And vice versa.
Yeah. I believe that.
You don't have to give yourself fully at the beginning. Learn the person.
Okay, so putting
move
my
slowly.
makeup on is me, right?
Yes, you're still going to look good
Put
for that
your
person.
best foot forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will always tell both women and men, don't stop trying. Even 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line,
Yeah.
don't stop trying.
Yeah.
Don't stop flirting.
I think though
Yeah.
that men need to hear that more than women.
Yeah.
But I think with women,
no,
a
but
lot-
as women as
I feel
well,
like women right
No.
now also need to hear it a lot.
then we'll
but
be stuck
women
in a
do-
bonnet.
You can't wear the.
Yeah.
I was
No,
about to
come
say
on.
bonnet.
Yeah.
No,
Cindy.
no, hell
The
no.
bonnet to the supermarket as well is a thing that I don't
Yes.
like. Wearing slippers.
And then you fight. You literally
outside.
fight with your man for looking at another woman, but you're not presentable.
And that's
then you
taboo.
blame the guy?
You know, women don't want to admit the fact that, listen, but you, come on.
Yes.
A little bit of
no,
effort.
Yes.
You can't be on the, he loves me and he knew and he accepts me for me
No.
situation.
Because at the
We're all
beginning you were
visual
not
creatures.
like that.
Yeah, and we're all visual. I expect you to look good just as you expect me to look good. So let's
Exactly.
both come to the party.
I'm taking notes, guys. Taking notes. Okay.
100%. 11:42 is your time on Gabs FM, Power to Engage Your World. We're about to wrap up the girl talk in just a few short moments. If you'd like to throw in one last comment, maybe a question for the ladies, +267 3956 962 is the number to dial. We're in studio with Cindy Clarke on the Purple Playroom. Are you taking notes, Cathy? Christina Miliana, she's gonna show you how to make a man say whoa.
She's gonna dip it low.
I played that song on purpose.
Well, I mean, I belly dance. I'm gonna go dig up my belly dancing scarf. And
You
start
are a woman of
practicing
many,
my-
many talents,
I
you know?
am. I'm
Are you
also
going to
a
show us the
masseuse.
belly dance one time?
I will bring my scarf and do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Kathy?
What?
So this whole time we've had a show about intimacy and you've never thought, for this musical break, I'm going to show everybody a fun
No,
thing.
it's because you do that and it's cold in studio for me. If it was hot, maybe I'd dip it low.
Then we can do that next week, all right? We've come to the tail end of our conversation. Just, taking time. I think women... Well, I was going to say I think women should have these conversations, but this is all women do. These
have
are the
these conversations.
we have. All we can hope for is that men are listening so that they can also get to understand us. Sometimes we don't have, a lot of the times we don't have these conversations with men around, but it'd be nice if we had like round table conversations with the men in our lives, our brothers, our friends, our intimate partners, and just talked about stuff, because also men just don't talk, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
I think we discovered that on one of the episodes,
With
and
Max,
I'll
yeah.
never ever forget that, because one of the I really did my homework as far as trying to reach out to a lot of the talkative men who would open up to me to say, what do men talk about when you talk about sex? And a lot of the guys who were very open would tell me, men never talk about anything that's serious sexually. So and I remember we were talking about possibly talking about erectile dysfunction, and a friend of mine was like,
Why would
there
I
is
bring
no
that up
man,
to another man?
there is no man who will ever talk about anything
Yeah.
that is a serious matter.
Yeah.
It'll always be. In fact, what I heard repeatedly was, when men talk about sex, they lie, and all they do is they boast about their prowess, and a lot of the time it's just a lie.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very sad, because you definitely need to have these conversations, and that's why we do the Purple Playroom.
Yeah.
To try and educate men, but I think, and women, but I think one of the things that's very important is to remember that everybody is different, and
Yes.
your person is unique.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that you having that conversation with your person is very important, because you will have listened to Ross and Cathy and Cindy say, oh, we like this 1, 2, 3, and then your person doesn't.
Yeah.
So have
Yeah.
that conversation with the person you're getting intimate with.
Yeah. What's your thoughts
That's
on that?
true. No, I second that. You should have conversations with the person you're being intimate with. You really should.
There is, before we go, a WhatsApp here that reads, "Hey ladies, you have said everything the way that it is. This area of relationship coaches, life coaches, has really saved many of us. Kana lantla, we would be love bombed and later get gaslighted by the same person for their weird actions. Rina confused, but not anymore. I'm so much alpha female, an aura reader, so all these de-intimidate kantelare batho ba ba batla eng sentle sentle. The girls' talk is off the hook today." This is from the Walking brand.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for tuning in as
and
well.
Cindy, thank you for being
Thank you for
part of
having me.
You know what, Cindy, to wrap up our conversation and just encapsulate and encompass everything that we have spoken about, there's a woman listening to us right now who's in a rut. She's stuck. She's feeling low. She doesn't have a great view of herself. And just in general, what would you say to her to get out of that as a person who really believes in doing the work on themselves, taking care of themselves inwardly, outwardly as well, investing in their appearance, empowering themselves? What would be your final word to somebody who's listening right now who's not in the best place? A woman, actually, in particular.
Okay. To start with, I feel like we owe it to ourselves as women to seek help. If you're going through anything mental, seek help. You need to get through that first in order to love yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself correctly. Go to any women's center or any therapist and explain to them what it is that is burdening you. Seek help first. Love yourself. Start by the smallest things. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how important you are, because you are important.
Yeah.
You are important. You are unique in your own way. So never look at the next person or the next woman and feel envious. Look at yourself and love yourself first.
Yeah.
Try that. Try that first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't seek the external validation. I find that sometimes emotionally, when you're not grand and you can't affirm yourself, you look at other people to affirm you. And that's the first sign of disaster approaching. You're looking for trouble.
Can
when
I
you
just
do
say
that.
this, which I thought was very weird? So I started this year telling myself I'm going to make an effort to put the makeup on.
Yeah.
And I think the last 2 weeks I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But in that time, I've had the weirdest external validation of people who would just be like,
Wow, you look nice.
And that was very weird to me, because remember, I made the effort at the beginning of the year to put the makeup on. And then when and in fact, I had 1 or 2 where I just felt like I was looking nonsense. And, where you can see this person is starstruck and I'm like, what's going on here? You know? So as far as external validation, I think that's a very important point, that it really needs to be about you and how you feel. So
it's nice to get it.
Yeah, of course.
It's lovely.
Of course, but don't
rely on it.
Don't rely on it. That's the word I'm looking for. But I'd actually also like you to talk to an alpha woman, okay? Because they too, right, have this issue of what exactly, am I not doing right as far as the relationship?
And also feeling like they're emasculating men.
Yeah. So what do you say to those, especially those with the RBF?
Try to smile more. Relax your face when you're outside.
Be more
helps.
accommodating. Yes.
Yeah.
You literally, to be honest with you, I'm the type of person, I'll speak on myself first. I'm the type of person that stands firm. I walk the walk, and I know I walk the walk, and nobody can come and say anything. But you need to allow yourself to be soft.
Yeah.
You need to allow yourself to be soft.
Under the right circumstances. Because it now comes back to, if you're still feeling alpha when you're next to a man, then that might not be the right man, because automatically you relax when you can feel the energy is allowing you to.
No, that is very true.
Yeah. Because you also can't force it.
Yes, that's
Ross,
true.
I'd like to hear your take to any of these two women who we've painted here.
About the one whose self-confidence is very low right now.
Yes, and what would you say to them?
Do you know what? There's a reason for your self-confidence being low. It doesn't come from nowhere. And Cindy hit the nail on the head to say you need professional intervention. We also need to I say this to a lot of people, we need to use therapy as prevention rather than cure.
Yeah.
Speak to somebody every now and again, even if you're not feeling like something is wrong. Go and talk about things with a professional. It might sound silly, but it's actually not. You can get to the root cause of certain behaviors, why you are the way that you are. I feel like if you really love yourself, you'll take the effort to get to know yourself. A lot of people can't sit by themselves, guys. A lot of people can't go out into public and have lunch by themselves because they don't enjoy their own company. They don't, people need other people a lot, and we take it for granted, but it's actually not normal to always need somebody to do stuff with you, and always need somebody around you. If you find yourself not being able to spend time alone, interrogate that and get somebody to help you work through what's actually going on. I feel like that's you can't watch TikTok affirmations and get yourself out of that. There's not a book you can read to get yourself out of that all the time. Sometimes you can't manage it by yourself, so stop trying to do everything by yourself and take care of yourself in that regard by investing in the effort that it's going to take to fix issues that you might not always know what's causing them. And then with a woman who feels like she's emasculating a man, sometimes that's also trauma related. For you to be hard. Life hardens women, guys.
No, that is very true.
Situations happen, things happen. People treat us a certain way that makes us feel like that you have to go out into the world with your fangs out because you have to take care of yourself and nobody's for you like you. Sometimes that's also trauma related. So again, you need to work through that on a professional level, and it's sometimes not going to take a masculine man. In fact, sometimes a masculine man then coming into your life now feels like there's two bulls in the kraal, and you can't have two bulls in one kraal, right? And it's not going to help you much. And if you find that it's not helping much, there is a masculine man, but I'm still not able to let go of that masculinity and just be soft and feminine, then that's another thing that you have to interrogate. And Ross, Cathy, and Cindy can't have a conversation on the radio for 2 hours that's going to fix that. So do the work. You can't evade the work. You can't avoid the work.
No,
Sorry, there's no quick fix. There's no band-aid. There's no motivational quote. Sorry, you're going to have to do the work.
You have to.
What's your final reflection?
You mean to these women?
Yeah.
I mean,
or on anything, or on the discussion we've had even.
I think for the most part, it's coming down to self-love.
Yeah.
And that has taken me such a long time to realize what that actually means. Because I remember the first time my best friend and I in 2018 actually started talking about, we need to self-love. And I think at the time I started thinking, okay, I'm going to do massages. And
it's not superficial.
It's not. And a lot of the time, self-love, you've said something very important, sitting alone by yourself. That is actually a test that can show you how healed you are. And I'm one person that has, I believe, come a long way as far as healing. And I want it for everyone, to the point that I might possibly be pretty annoying because I try and get everybody to try something. There's so many different ways. If therapy doesn't work, try breath work, try hypnotherapy, and I've tried some of these other sort of alternative or holistic methods. So it's important for you, see if you can sit by yourself alone with your thoughts and not be bored or angry or sad or whatever. Or if you do, I love journaling. I think that's an absolute game changer. So just to say, let's love ourselves. That's really the answer to everything. Because once you love yourself, and not in a unhealthy way, there is a healthy self-love, which I think is important.
Don't be self-obsessed and self-absorbed.
Yes, and then even as far as being selfish, that has taken me so long to realize the cup needs to overflow. So for so long, I'd sacrifice myself and then I'd be drained and there'd be nothing for me. So I am learning, and still in the process of learning, that we need to fill ourselves up. And whatever is overflow, that is what you are meant to share with other people.
Yeah.
And that is the message that I think if everybody would do that, even our relationships would be better. Because a lot of the time you realize hurt people.
Yeah.
And somebody who's going around breaking hearts is because they had their heart broken and they haven't dealt with that trauma. So they're going around breaking everybody's hearts.
Yeah. I guess we can wrap up the discussion, ladies. That's all she wrote, I suppose. Somebody out there is listening to this conversation. I was going to watch it on Tuesday on our YouTube channel and take something away from it. So I'm really glad we took the time to have this discussion. I'm even more grateful to you, Cindy, for putting yourself out there and indulging Cathy and I's invitation special request to come and speak on the radio. And we hope to, now that you're a friend of the Purple Playroom, to have you back one day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Cathy, let's wrap it up.
All right. Every Tuesday from 10 to 12, we are right here on the Purple Playroom, and you can find us on Facebook as well as on TikTok and on Instagram. That's how you find us. Follow us and catch all the other episodes that we have done. Is it 11 of them?
No, ma'am.
It's not 11.
We are on like episode 15 of this show right now.
Yeah, all 15 episodes. You can find them by typing the Purple Playroom on any of those social media platforms. Otherwise, catch us every Tuesday from 10 to 12. We love being here because if it's about sex, we're talking about it.
Cheers.
But I guess that's just status. Ghosting might make you stay. But I guess that's just